We have previously seen that the biblical context for anything in Scripture, anywhere in the Bible, Old Testament or New Testament, is that it is revealing something more to us about the eternal redemptive purposes of God in Jesus Christ. That we can see in the as the heading for our green rectangle, the eternal redemptive purposes of God in Jesus Christ. That represents the first layer of context that we've looked at. Now, superimposed over that is this white rectangle with the heading the testamental context, understanding the Old and New Testaments. Excuse me. Now, the Old Testament is represented here by a picture frame, and the New Testament is also represented by a picture frame. You'll notice that the picture in the Old Testament is the eternal redemptive purposes of God in Jesus Christ. And the picture in the New Testament is also the eternal redemptive purposes of God in Jesus Christ. What God reveals in the Old Testament is exactly the same thing that he reveals in the New Testament. That's the only thing that's there is the eternal redemptive purposes of God in Jesus Christ. Now, the frame surrounding that in the Old Testament is the nation of Israel. If we're going to understand what God reveals concerning his eternal redemptive purposes in Jesus Christ, if we're going to understand the Hebrew revelation of that in the Old Testament scriptures, we have to understand that the frame of it is going to be the nation of Israel and God's relationship with the nation of Israel. When we move into the New Testament, the picture remains exactly the same, the eternal redemptive purposes of God in Jesus Christ. The framework surrounding that in the New Testament, however, has shifted. It's no longer the nation of Israel. It is now the New Testament church or churches. So, the thing to keep in mind is that wherever we're studying anything in Scripture, it's about God's eternal redemptive purposes in Jesus Christ. The Old Testament, that's going to be in terms of his relationship with Israel. In the New Testament, the revelation is going to be in terms of his relationship to the Christians in the churches. Now, here's the important thing. It's possible to get so caught up in looking at the frame in the Old Testament, focusing so much on Israel, that we fail to really see the eternal redemptive purposes of God in Jesus Christ in those writings. The same thing holds true when we're considering the New Testament. We can be so caught up in God's revelation concerning the churches that we forget all about his eternal redemptive purposes in Jesus Christ. A failure in either one of these is going to leave us completely out of context.